I'm Courtney.
And I'm Emily. And this is
Cheers to That.
Another Sunday morning episode coming to you live from Studio Cheers.
We're very official.
We are very official. This is your weekly podcast where we talk about marriage, motherhood, and laugh at everything in between. So, Courtney, I don't have a random question for you today, and I just realized that.
That's okay. I'm a little disappointed because after our last episode where I brought up the idea of like branded koozies or hats, I had no one message me wanting
so
those.
Weird. It's honestly crazy because I thought people would be beating down the doors for merch.
Like, where's the pre-order?
Yeah.
And silence, y'all.
Crickets.
We always get good feedback, but no one mentioned the merch. No one.
Can't win them all. I think with merch, we just have to like start producing because like honestly, even if like big podcasts that I listen to talked about merch, I'd be like, okay, well, show me the merch. Like, are you just teasing me? Like, what, you want me to design it for you?
You just have to imagine how cute it would be. We have no design in place.
If there was a t-shirt that had the letters C, T, and T on it. And what would you think of that?
Okay, what we should do, though, because Billie Jane's is one of our sponsors, and she, like, makes
patches.
Personalized. What I'm trying to say is, like, she can make the patches herself, right?
Yeah, she embroiders. She's got an embroidery. This is my mother-in-law, so please don't think we're that cool.
No, we are.
Yeah,
I was going to leave that part out.
We're sponsored by this super cool company, Billie Jane's, owned and run by someone we don't know that just was so inspired by our podcast. No, it's my mother-in-law, so she feels obligated. She supports us in general. Like, she believes in our mission also.
Yes.
But I just want to throw that out there. But she has an embroidery machine, too, actually. And she, like, embroiders her own patches, and then she mostly hats. I think all she does is hats. I guess I've never seen her do like
what I was imagining was a cute CTT patch, and then on like a cute trucker hat, because we should do that and then wear it on our episodes.
We really
right,
need
Billie
to.
Jane's. We got a conference with you.
Calling you after this. She's literally so busy. I called her this morning and she's like moving my sister-in-law and like getting her house ready, doing all these things. And so
and we're like, over here. Can you make us a patch?
Just go ahead and when you have some time, design. Which is like she does not design them necessarily. She more like finds the designs and then makes them on the embroidery machine. She's like, shut the hell up. No.
I have priorities in life.
Things to do. No. And honestly, I could throw some shirts together. That would be cute. Maybe a little oversized crew neck. That's my love language for fall.
Love it. Yes, something real simple. But I just saw it's a hack. You just design it on Canva. And then you can like upload it. Like someone was uploading something to Etsy and then they make like passive income. And I wish that I was that creative.
That's what I tried to do last year, remember?
Yeah.
It's very difficult. It's not easy to come up with designs that aren't trademarked.
Yeah, exactly.
But, Cheers that is probably trademarked by someone else, but not us. And we're going to use it to the fullest extent.
My sister, who is the lawyer.
Like, shut up. She was like,
you have to get brand licensing for this.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
We're going to raw dog it.
Honestly, the thing is, if someone like tried to come, let's say this podcast just blows up, explodes, and they come after us for the name, we could change the name. I really don't give that much of a shit.
Yeah.
Like, if we needed to rebrand because we had a litigation, I'm not so married to the name that I would pay someone money to keep my name.
Wait, did that happen to the Toast? Because they rebranded.
Their problem was they had the Morning Breath, and then they got fired from their deal with whatever podcast network that had them. I can't remember what it was, but I think it was like T-Mobile or something crazy. It was like, or Verizon, something pretty big. And they were like go from that because of the like stuff with her, like I think Claudia's old tweets and then her mom stuff, like her political affiliations.
They were canceled for a little bit.
And so they lost their podcast network deal. And so then they kept the name. So then they became the Morning Toast. And then I think they just rebranded later to the Toast of their own volition. Like I think they just did that. But they went to Dear Media too, so I don't know.
So I was telling you yesterday that I read something, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I was going to leave that part out.
Yeah, but no, that's called citing your sources, and you can't just leave it out.
So sometimes I look on Reddit. It's kind of my guilty pleasure. I've never posted on there. I'm not a crazy Reddit person.
I'm not saying it to out you. I'm just saying, like, consider the source. Like, it's Reddit.
Yeah.
It's not, this wasn't from Dear Media site. So Dear Media, please don't come after us with a lawsuit because you're...
I'm citing from Reddit.
Go ahead.
Okay. It's my guilty pleasure at night whenever I'm trying to put the kids to bed. I read about Zach Bryan
doxing all your asses
and all these influencers.
And she's commenting, Zach Bryan, you suck. You should go to prison. Courtney's an internet bully.
I'm not.
She's just posting pictures.
But I saw on Reddit that it's to get affiliated with Dear Media Studio, which does give you
lots of brand deals.
It gives you the brand deals. It gives you the platform to grow $20,000. Which is crazy.
Matt and I are going to do it.
Yeah. Matt's like, I've already bought your billboard.
Matt and I are like $10,000 each. Sound investment.
It's a small business loan.
I mean, and here's the thing. The brand deals they get are so crazy that it might be something to pursue.
We could get free pans. Caraway pans.
Yeah. Like, I'll $10,000 for pans.
We could get HelloFresh.
Please. Welcome. My mom did say that we need to have, after she listened to the last week's episode when I was hungry and talking about food, she was like, you need to do a Cheers to That cookbook. Oh, I know, isn't that cute? We could do Emily and Courtney recipes.
I'm trying to think of what I cooked that would be worth putting in a recipe book.
Cereal. Cream of wheat. I actually don't know how to make cream of wheat.
It's all just like on my meal plan this
granola.
week. It's like chicken sausage with bell peppers and potatoes, but like that's a recipe? The most basic recipe.
But
ever.
But you're good with like meal preppy things. No, you have like all these meal prep ideas. What are you talking about?
We could have a meal prep section. That would make me feel better about
like a
my
lunch
life.
section.
And then yours is like home cook, feel good,
fat. Is there heavy cream? Is there butter? I want a pound of butter in every recipe. No, the thing about me is I don't cook to be skinny. But food you cook at home is going to be
healthier,
better than food you eat out. Which, speaking of,
I
started my sourdough starter last night. You know, because you were here.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I was really intimidated by it. I was like in the paralysis stage. I think I might have said that last week, where I was like, I can't do it. And then I just took the leap. I did my first feed this morning at my little baby.
It's so exciting.
Do you think it'd be funny if I made it?
I'm scared.
If you're listening to this on Wednesday and I've made it, let me. You're seeing into the future. This is Sunday for me. If I made a TikTok where I put Fielding in a shirt that said like Big Brother and then
it's your sourdough starter. And Fielding just looks over and he's like, what the fuck?
I don't like sourdough.
I wanted a sour cream and onion, baby brother.
Some kids have gender disappointment. Fielding has species disappointment.
I need it to be chicken nuggets.
Wouldn't that be funny? What if you all didn't watch the end of the video and they thought I actually had a baby?
You have all of these.
But what if I just like swaddled my starter
in a little kitchen cloth, a dish towel?
Yeah, introducing the newest member of the Lamphere family. Fielding's got a big bro T-shirt on.
You show its temperature. You show how tall it is.
100 grams.
You should. I'm for this.
Bubbly, nice and fed starter. 76 degrees, born on September 21st.
No gender chosen yet.
Non-binary starter. I actually do need to name my starter because people come up with really funny names. And it's kind of like naming a ship, like it's good luck. This is just coming to me now. So if you have an idea for my sourdough starter, I'll probably post something on Instagram for that idea. But he'll put the funniest shit, like Dolly Parton. You know what I mean? Like, that's a bad one, but like funny.
No,
there's
funny.
Really funny stuff that I just came up with that one off the dome. Maybe that'll be it. I read them. I'm on some sourdough starter Facebook pages.
You should do one related to Taylor Swift. That would be fun. Like, that would be matching our branding.
I can do it with a broken dough. The smallest starter who ever lived.
I was trying to think of like a play on But Daddy, I Love Him. But
Daddy, I fed him.
Everyone listening is like, what
Shut
the fuck is wrong with you guys? I thought we're here to listen to mom stuff and we're talking about our baby sourdoughs because I texted my grandma last night because she is like always into this like home, you know, she cans everything. Like
I'm so jealous.
If the world ever ends, I'm driving 6 hours to go to my grandma's. I will not give you the address because then everyone would go. I'm taking you.
I'll bring her a parakeet and she'll let me in.
That's the only way we're going to survive an apocalypse.
Granny loves birds. So
or a plant.
I'll bring a bird and a plant. I'll double down.
And that's your way in. And so I had asked her about her sourdough. And she was like, I haven't like really messed with it. I still have 2 kits that I haven't done yet. And then she texts again. She goes, hey, a sourdough kit is on your way. And I was like, yeah, I get to do a sourdough.
Did she send you the just the starter portion?
I don't know what she sent me. It's supposed to be in today, so it's going to be like a surprise.
Well, because I bought my, if you're interested in starting sourdough, I'm in my Jackie Oshry era.
She inspired.
She really
inspired you, and then you were talking about it. I have not. The thing about me is, like, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna go down the sourdough rabbit hole.
Oh,
as
I've
far
been
as you. Like, you
so
get very
enmeshed.
all consumed with things, and like for me, I'm like, I'll do it because I want good bread.
Yeah, but I'm like researching.
Yeah.
My health benefits, what I can do,
And
sourdough
then you're
crepes,
able to
things.
trickle down research to me because I'm lazy. You know?
Yeah. So, anyways, I bought on Amazon a starter, like dehydrated starter. So that's what you mix with the flour and the water. And then, but so that was one thing I bought. That was a starter itself. I also bought all my accessories separate.
I think I'm going to have to buy the accessories.
Which honestly was like $30, and I got that big, like mason looking jar, with the shower cap looking thing that's like breathable. The measuring thing that goes around the cup so you can see how much it grows. Yeah. And then the temperature thing.
You got a ton of stuff.
Yeah, and 2 silicone bread shaping baskets so you can do sandwich bread or regular bread. I've got the scorer, I've got the freaking spatulas, the separator things. It came with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And then I also bought a Danish whisk, which my grandma said, actually I'm really enjoying my Danish whisk.
Okay.
I'm gonna link all this on my Amazon storefront.
Yeah.
Now that I'm saying it. I need to make some content for my Amazon. I need you to help me with that.
Okay, got it. Noted.
It's just hard. Being a content creator.
Because you have other shit to do.
Here's the thing about me. I have 2 viral videos. One is at 1.7 million views. One is at like 148,000.
Because I checked it. Because I'm not a stalker. I love supporting my best friend, and so I'll look at your videos and I'll be like, "Ooh, what kind of comments do we have today?"
It's exciting. It's exciting. However, here's my issue: 1.7 million views. I've got like 100,000 likes on this stupid video, this dumb 7-second video that I threw together, like 75,000 reshares, saves, all these things, like tons and tons of people. I have 315 followers.
Yeah. It's went up, but how? Well, and here's the thing on TikTok right now that is really getting on my nerves. And if you're one of these people, you can come at me, whatever. It's that road to 10,000. It's all these moms making boring ass content. And it's basically the version of like follow for follow. Like, you follow me, I'll follow you.
Do you remember MySpace when we do pick for pick?
Yes. I don't want to do that stupid shit. Like,
well, and I will follow some of those people. Not often. I have to like their shit. But I think it's kind of annoying when you're trying to do it organic. Like, I'm trying to do this organically. Like, I'm trying to make content that's funny and relevant. And if I end up being able to make money doing it, like, that would be the dream.
But you're not willing, well, I don't think you are, to like beg for 10,000 followers.
10,000 followers.
Like,
the key to followers is engagement. Tell me your favorite plant. I'm like, shut up.
Well, and these 10,000 follower people are, the only thing they're posting is, it's not anything original. It's like stupid shit they can put together in 2 seconds. It's not taking any time. And you know what? Maybe these same people are making money and we're not. So like, I can put my foot in my mouth, whatever. No, it's something that kind of irks me because
I agree. Well, because it's like oversaturated on the internet. I mean, same thing with TikTok Shop, but I have a like conflicting relationship with it because I would love to be able to be a TikTok Shop affiliate because some people are making thousands of dollars doing it. But everything is a freaking ad on TikTok and it's annoying. So it's like, I don't know. I'm telling a lie. I just would like to have brand deals. That's my goal in my life because I think that's more legit than me trying to sell a $7 ring light with a stand. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate that. Go do your thing. I would rather work with brands that I believe in. Yep. But that's obviously like, that's it.
But which is why we've mentioned that here too, of like, if you've if you've listened to us and we've mentioned something, a brand, like the sunscreen or the candle, like we tried it and we liked it. Yeah. And so, and it's like small brands that we like, we support. And so you want to have something behind.
Well, because how many things, like, I'm influenced by what other people like if they like it for an actual reason. And you can tell the difference between people that like are not legit about things. And some of the best things I've found are from like Instagram influencers who have just like cultivated this brand, and some
of the worst things, because let me tell you, I didn't tell you about any of this. So I was influenced. I'm not going to mention the influencer because I still like her. I know. That's what my sister was like. Block her, because it was like Super Greens, and it's I forget the brand, like Kala something.
I feel like I've seen that.
I had it at my house. I ordered like 2 tubs because I'd almost gone through the first one, and then Matt was like, I want to try it, and it was like really good in the morning, but it's really sweet. But I was like, oh, it's just like a soup, a greens. Like I even posted on my Instagram, I was drinking it, and I had been on it for like a month, and I realized I thought I was just stressed. I was having like really bad, like I'm still having remnants of a really bad breakout. Well, number one, I didn't relate that to it until I had influenced my sister to buy it. So she bought it, and she's a temple, but
she also reads labels.
She does, and she does her research. Not based off of just an influencer and who gave me a code for 50% off, gave everyone a code. And so she was getting really bad headaches from this. And she's really in tune with her body, so she knew that. Well, then I was talking to Matt and I was like, hey, have you had any headaches? He's like, actually, every time I drink it, I do get a headache. Like I get a migraine that lasts all day.
What does it have in arsenic?
I know Lauren was like, "You're poisoning me," but it's really high in it's like one of those fake sugars, sucralose, something where she looked up the side effects, migraines, hormonal break, because it messes with your thyroid and it makes you break out. And I'm like, I'm doing all of this hormonal work with my holistic doctor, and here I am like ruining it with the super greens that I was influenced by.
Can you please tell Dr. Mark you did that? He's gonna be like, cool, glad you're paying me an exorbitant amount of money in a month, and then also throwing all this shit onto it.
I know. So lesson learned, and that's why
Courtney math.
Yes, but that's why I fully believe in like, if you promote something, like make sure it's tried and true.
Wait to hear who this influencer is offline.
Okay. Yeah. I don't want. Should I out? No, I won't give the name because I actually can't think of her name right now. But
that checks out.
I really like her. So she's like PCOS related.
Okay,
and she posts like hacks for if you're going to eat out, and she's like known for eating in her car and like saucing over things.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yes,
blonde.
Yes,
I know who you're talking about.
So, I mean, everything else she posts I've liked.
What is the Super Greens brand thing, though?
The Kiala, Kiala.
Don't buy that.
Don't buy it, guys.
Well, there's one thing that Kat G Fitness, I think it's her Instagram name. We've done workout programs with her. Courtney still does. And I worked with her a million years ago. And shout out to Kat. She is freaking awesome.
And her workout program, guys, I'm just going to shout her out because like I support her. It's $20 a month, and like she loads these workouts in herself. And it's literally like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, you have a full workout. And it's like plenty of options where you can skip some if you want. Yeah. You can tailor it to make it yours. And it even has videos. It has the amount of sets, so you're able to track it. Yep. It has timers in the app. So it's Kat G Fitness on Instagram. And like I even did a little phone call with her because I was like thinking about one-on-ones, whatever. And like she's just so sweet. I really like her. I like her as a person.
One of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. She is very nice. And she and I work together in high school. So I remember her from that, and that's how I know her. But she's a mom of 3 and like literally in better shape than I've ever been in my entire life. And if that's not a testament, and she's like very big on balance, and like she still drinks wine and does her thing and eats out and whatever, but she like does that balance, and she posts like her information freely too. Like it's not like one of those people where you have to buy her program to get any information. Like she'll talk to you about it, and she'll like share what she's successful with, and I just like really appreciate that, and honestly something to aspire to because she looks freaking amazing.
No,
makes me angry for myself. I'm like, why am I such a lazy bitch?
And she's, I mean,
so I know. Anyways, Kat,
I'm hoping that paying $20 a month will make me look like her. Like,
that's Emily math, because that's what I did. I did it once, and I'm like, why am I not skinny? I worked out for a week. Like,
what's funny is you're the one who started the app, and you told me about it, and you ended up canceling, and then I've been with it since February.
Oh, you mean like it was my idea to join Lifetime, and then I canceled after a month, and I went one time.
I even have my work grandma texting me, and she's like, did Emily really cancel after one time going? I'm like, yep, she did.
I hate exercising. I don't mind classes. It's the going. It's like getting there, dropping Fielding off in the daycare where he's like so angry and mad. Like maybe it'll be different whenever he's like closer to Addie's age. I don't know. I don't really give a shit about working out that much. I'd rather work out at home.
I do like my, I said that whenever I started working from home, I was going to get another gym membership somewhere cheaper. And I just haven't done it because honestly, I can work out on my lunch break and it's right there in my office.
That you're saying that though, I think we have a free membership to the country club in our neighborhood.
We do.
Have you been there?
No.
Why are you making that face?
I don't know. I just feel like I read on Facebook like half the stuff is broken all the time. And it's like the AC doesn't work a lot of the time. And so
This feels like
honestly,
your Reddit conspiracy, so maybe we should go check.
We should.
Let's
Because we
in
do
person.
have a free gym.
Right.
And yet I paid like $300 a month for lifetime
Yeah.
over the
Why don't we
summer.
just go see if it's shitty for free?
Yeah.
I mean, not free.
And we
We
could
pay for it.
meet up on our lunch break. I did like when we met up for a walk.
It was beautiful.
Quit hard blinking like that at me.
Because I'm like, oh no, what have I done?
Because I'm the person that I'll text her on Monday and be like,
Oh,
hey,
no.
where are you at, bitch?
Now you're gonna
not at
actually
the
want to
gym."
work out. I'm like, I love the idea in theory. It's the actual execution of it that I'm like,
And I'm someone where I'm like, you mention it once, I'm like, all right, where's our plan? Like,
I'd be more motivated if we actually went. I like to spend my lunch breaks watching Grey's Anatomy on my couch. And so that's not, I need to, I'm acknowledging it.
no, it's fine.
I'm
There's
acknowledging
nothing wrong with it. You get to decompress. That's fine. There's nothing
It's not
wrong
good.
with that.
It's not good. I
just feel like I have to get like things in. It's just easier. I've done some workouts like with the kids since I'm working out at home. It's just easier because I can like fully invest my mental state into working out when the kids aren't there.
I'm also going to start doing some yoga.
That's great.
At
It's
home
so good
because
for
I got
your
my yoga
body.
mat. It's over in that corner.
I saw that.
Yeah, I was telling my therapist because she's like, "Have you started doing yoga?" And I was like, "No," because I won't buy a yoga mat because I'm just like waiting to find one that's $2. I guess I don't know what in my brain. And so I'm like, I haven't bought the yoga mat and I don't want to do it on my carpet because I feel like I need a designated space. Like I feel like
that's fair though.
that's how my brain works. I need this. It's so stupid. I'm not starting the yoga that I feel like it's going to help me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, relaxationally, and all because I won't buy this damn yoga mat. So I was like, just buy the yoga mat. So I bought it.
Like you'll buy all of these tools for the sourdough kit.
This is my life. This is who I am as a person. So anyways, I bought my mat. So I got it in Friday, I think. So I'm going to start yoga this week.
Okay, but start small. Make your goals small because I know you're going to try to do it every day and then you're going to burn out. Like pick one day this week to do it. That's it. And then text me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I was born to be a fitness coach in another life.
Are.
Like, I would, honestly, if I could have a full-time
You were born
job,
to be a fitness coach, and I was born to be the opposite of a fitness participant. And I don't know how we're friends based on those things because
we leave fitness out of our relationship.
Don't tell me what to do.
I know.
Oh, you want me to work out? No, I'm never going to move off the couch again. Well, Fielding goes to daycare Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So, I won't do yoga while he's at home because...
Or just do the fun yoga videos that you pulled up for us.
Yeah.
But
he's not that good at the fun yoga videos, though.
Yoga, it's like you need 20
I
minutes
need
of
that
your
relaxation.
own headspace.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking? Free idea. Well, because my problem with working out is that I get bored. What if we did, not we, someone, I don't want to do this. Free idea to someone to make $1 million on YouTube. Did yoga while also telling true crime stories.
That would be really cool.
No, I know, right? Because there was this girl
relaxing.
that it is. There was this girl that used to do. I think her name is Bailey Sarian. She used to do makeup videos while doing true crime stories, and I loved watching it because I was watching her do the makeup, but also listening to the story. And I'm like, man, even if someone would read me a book doing yoga, or even just like explain something, like I don't know.
No, honestly, give me some true crime. I want to hear how someone got murdered while I do yoga.
Now that I'm saying it out loud, though, actually, that's
spiritually,
kind of
it probably doesn't help me.
No, I think it's like the antithesis of what yoga is. Now that I'm thinking about it,
that's what's wrong with our brains is that is relaxing to us. Except I was trying to do laundry upstairs the other day, and I got a little scared while I was listening to my true crime, so I turned it off because I was like, it was late. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this when I'm getting ready in the morning.
I got myself freaked out when I lived in Fall Creek. And my house, this is 2 houses ago, it was a 1.5 story. So I like upstairs only had a game room, but the game room was always like kind of creepy to me, especially if I was home alone. And the staircase was right outside my bedroom, and it was just always dark staircase. And it was like monsters, murderers. And I was listening to My Favorite Murder one time, and they were talking about how this guy was like it was in like the 60s maybe. He would jump on trains and live in people's attics and come down and kill them. And I was home alone. And it was nighttime. I went into a full panic. It was like one of those where I like had to sleep with a gun on my nightstand. This was way before a child where I could have firearms laying out freely. But I was terrified.
No, did you watch that movie that it was about
Yes.
squatters in the attic?
They're called it's called Frogging.
Yes.
What was that movie called? It was with Helen Hunt. We watched it together.
Yes. Yeah,
We
yeah,
watched it
yeah.
at my Fall Creek house, I think.
I don't know what it was called. But fun fact, though, in a church that I used to go to in Oklahoma, there was a person who was living up like in the attic in the church. Yeah. I mean,
My
nothing
nightmare.
bad happened, but like, it's just a creepy thought.
Connor's sisters growing up thought there was a homeless person living in their attic, and it was a raccoon.
Oh.
Which is not, I mean, still not great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But, and like, at least they were about that house. Gary's old house scared the shit out of me.
Did your Ohio house scare the shit out of you? Remember that
No.
creepy basement? Okay, so
I
had
don't
like
know how that
this
house didn't scare me.
amazing house in Ohio that they bought.
If I had the money, I do like
it
now
was-
to redo that house.
It was crazy.
I would pay
like
so much money for that
original
house here.
wood. I mean,
The house was built pre-1900. It
Amazing.
was 5 bedrooms. I think the like 2 main living levels. It was probably like 2,600 square feet. But then I had another like 1,300 square foot basement. So huge.
the basement was creepy as fuck.
The
though.
basement was so fucking creepy. I would get a little scared going in the basement by myself. And also, we grew up in the South. We didn't have basements growing up. The only thing that freaked me out less about my basement was that there was a door to the outside from there. So once you got down in the basement, you weren't trapped.
Yeah,
that made me feel a
that's
little bit
true.
better.
That's true. Basements have always creeped me out, though. I only knew one person growing up that had a basement, and it's musty. It's
And
sometimes it would flood.
Do you
like-
remember? I don't know how. I stayed in this house by myself so much because the guys traveled all the time when we lived there. And there was one room in the basement that had a quote painted on the wall.
Yes,
It wasn't even like a really motivational quote. It was kind of just like an.
No, I think
Okay.
they were like
It was like culty.
worshiping like the devil. down
Literally.
there.
No, that basement was scary. And then one time I left it open the night before we were having our home inspection to sell the house. I left the door open to the outside and the basement got a foot of water in it.
Oh, and then you had to have Jake bring
Jake
this up.
and Megan came and sump pumped it for me and helped me because Connor was
Didn't
of course
even
out
know
of town.
a sub pump was like a thing. We've never had to
Sure
think about
didn't.
that. Yeah.
And then another time, I thought it was haunted because Harper was freaking out and there was a mouse in it. And Connor was also out of town. And I was like, there's a mouse in here! I was freaking out because I'm like, I've never seen a mouse in a house
I mean,
either.
I feel like you'd probably rather have a mouse than a ghost, though, you know? Or
yeah, for sure. No,
Yeah.
honestly.
No, sorry. I meant to say that backwards.
Oh, I'd
you
rather
would
have a
rather
ghost.
have a ghost than a
I mean,
mouse.
if it was like a chill ghost, like you want to talk, make some sourdough. My kitchen in that house was so dope.
Yes.
I miss
that house was beautiful.
I really don't know how that house didn't scare the shit out of me, though.
I don't know either.
That house was creepy.
Because it was a lot of open space.
A lot of open space and
but a lot of doors, like
a lot of doors, like
doors.
compartmentalized. Yeah, I stayed in the main areas, but like whenever I'd go upstairs, I would get freaked out because I had 5 bedrooms up there, and the house at one point was used for like student living.
Yeah.
So it had numbers on all the doors, which I was like, oh, how cute. But whenever I'd have to walk past 5 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms to get to mine,
It's probably a cult. That's why they were all numbered. No, just kidding.
did I live in a
it's
cult
literally
house?
a college
No, I'm
town,
like,
but
did I live in a cult house? It's all coming together.
remember that time that so we had just moved there, but we were going to Colorado, and we had literally just met Emily and Connor, and it was one of those things she probably volunteered for and then regretted it as soon as she did, and she was like, "Oh, y'all are leaving for Colorado. Like, let me watch your dogs." And
I literally had known y'all for I don't. Did
like
I have
a
Harper
week.
yet?
Like a week. No,
I don't even
you
think
didn't
I
have
had
Harper. No, you were
This was
watching
my
our
test
dogs.
run.
I dropped the dogs off, and it's like 2 days into our trip, and you call because Lila shit all over the,
my God, I don't
the
remember
extra
this.
living room. Yes, because you called me and I was like, "Do I need to board her?" And you're like, "Yeah, probably," but I couldn't get a hold of the boarding because I didn't have
Oh my
signal.
God, I
It was
don't
such a
remember this at
mess.
all.
But you were so stressed out because like Lila got really nervous, and so she just like nervous shit all in that
I blocked
extra
this out.
living room.
I thought you were going to say the same trip. You called me. No, you were gone for Carly's wedding. So this was later. You were gone for Carly's wedding because I had Harper. at
Only
this
a
point.
couple months later, then.
Yes,
though.
this was in November, and Harper was a puppy. You call me while you're getting your makeup done at your sister-in-law's wedding and say, "Hey, Snowball got out." And I'm like, "No, she didn't. She's right here." And you're like, "No, someone just called me because they have her." And I'm like, oh, sick. So then I had to meet up with this random person.
And it was like a
Snowball-
mile down the road.
Snowball got out. One time she got out. I think the other time when Lila did the shits, I don't know if I told you until after the fact, but Snowball did get out.
You told me later.
And I call all my coworkers because I don't know anybody in Ohio. And I'm like, "Please help me." We find Snowball up a mile down the road by a prison, which, by the way, lives in a prison town. I forgot about that. What was Ohio? Were we in like alternate timeline?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
There was literally a prison in the
Can
town
walk
we
to the
lived-
bar. Probably all the people at the bar just came from the prison.
Literally.
But Snowball, like, oh god, I see a handprint talking about crazy.
I'm getting freaked out. We can't keep talking about ghosts anymore.
So we have a.
Ew, I don't like that.
We have a sitter watching the kids, and I just see. I almost said Snowball. Tucker's handprint. Snowball's come back from the dead to haunt us. We're talking to her about her. Tucker just has like one hand on her frosted glass.
I have French doors to my bedroom, and the glass is frosted on it. Tucker's clammy little hand is against the glass. Ugh. Okay, we have to stop talking about creepy
fingerprints.
We're turning into a true crime podcast. Everyone's going to be tweaking out. Ugh. Anyways, what even is this derailment?
Sorry guys. So
reading, watching, listening? Question mark. Oh, Connor said I have to stop saying question mark.
Why?
I don't know. He's like, you said it like 4 times at the Let's podcast. So sorry if that annoyed you too.
Never noticed that.
My number one critic.
Jeez. He's probably going to critique the way that we set up the camera too, because he's always here. Usually,
if you don't know. By the time we release this, they'll be back. But the guys are out of town. They got called on Friday and had to like emergency leave. Yeah, so now we're slow and freaking Rangers all weekend, and it's just sad because the kids miss them, and I feel bad for them because I know they want to be with the kids, and I just feel so.
I know. I felt really sad this weekend, and like Addie can vocalize of like she was bawling and like I miss Dad. I'm like I know, like it's just hard. It's hard on a family whenever you have someone like that travels out of town for work a lot, and I know that people are in worse situations, but like it's just it's just hard. It just sucks. And then like Tucker can't vocalize anything, and so he's like a little Velcro baby, and like I'm still trying to like keep the house running, and like there's certain things that I'm gonna have to let go. Like it can't be perfect, but I'm like I just want to like feel caught up with my life before the week starts, and
it's not gonna happen. Let it go.
I know. I have my cleaners coming tomorrow, so that'll help.
Oh, that's nice. Mine came last week, thank God.
I was going to say, though, because I knew I wanted to talk about, like, having a cleaner, and I know it sounds like so, what's that word?
Bougie?
Yeah, bougie.
Unnecessary? High maintenance?
Totally
I don't know. I'm not criticizing you. I'm trying to help you with what word you're looking for.
Sorry, I'm going blank.
Can you give me some synonyms?
Like whenever you're...
Do you see why I just start throwing words out? Because this,
like you are. Oh my God, I'm going blank.
Someone is screaming, listening to this right now. They're doing what I'm doing. Crazy, cool, bad, happy.
Like we have the money for it, and so like it's a like
luxury,
like a luxury for us. But that's still not the word. Anyways, it's fine. I'll think of it later. Sorry, guys. So what I was going to say though was like if you could
privilege.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God, this is why we
think the words.
This is why we're best friends, because I know where your brain's at.
Oh my God, that was painful, you guys. I apologize.
Honestly, what a journey. Okay, anyways.
Wow. Okay, so anyways, I know it's a privilege to have like a house cleaner. However, if I encourage you, like if you work and like you have kids, or if you don't have kids and you don't work, whatever you want to do is what I'm trying to say. If you can budget that shit in, like if that means us not going out to eat 2 times in the month, and I can budget in having a house cleaner, like just do it. It saves your sanity.
A life change. Yeah, because I don't mind tidying up. I don't mind vacuuming. I don't mind organizing.
We're doing that all throughout the week regardless.
Correct. Here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to scrub toilets. Yeah, I don't want to clean baseboards. I don't want to wipe down my fans.
Yes. My curtains, my blinds.
Someone else,
please.
Please.
And honestly, like I think cleaning for me is very relaxing. I like it. I liked it before kids. Now I don't want to spend my extra time cleaning.
Well, and with kids, you're just constantly picking up shit all the time. It's not like you don't even get to the actual cleaning part because you're at step 1 and there's someone behind you disrupting it.
Literally, I'm picking something up in the living room and Tucker comes in with all these coffee cups and hands them to me to stack. Like, I just want to be able to have one space cleaned.
But your kids are good about cleaning up stuff.
They will, but he also drags out a lot too. So that's why I'm like, okay, well, you've dragged it out. Now we're going to clean it up.
To make a fielding cleanup last night. He's like, no.
He's like, what the fuck is this?
No, thank you. I have to like make it into a game. And honestly, this is my lazy parenting. By the time that I have to try to make him do it, it's honestly not worth it. I'll just do it. So he's never going to, I'm sorry to his future spouse. He's never going to pick anything up. @ also my husband. Sorry, Jennifer, love you. We talked about this, but that is, Jennifer and I are the same person. And she was like, just let me, it's easier if I just do it. And that is me to fielding. And now.
Yeah.
I'm perpetuating the cycle.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's your choice.
Well,
your choice.
Did you finish the book last night?
I fell asleep at 11:30. I couldn't. I took my magnesium that I highly recommended last weekend. And fun fact, now that I'm taking magnesium, I'm dreaming again. Isn't that crazy?
You weren't dreaming?
No.
Oh. That's probably a good, interesting thing to bring up to someone like a doctor or a therapist.
Nope, wasn't
That's
dreaming,
so
and now
I dream so aggressively.
I'm dreaming very aggressively, and I think
Do
it's
you feel
because
tired
I'm
when
getting
you wake up?
No, I feel enlightened when I wake up. Wow, it's crazy. Magnesium, 2 of them, 500 milligrams, does the trick. My dad, beautiful. I even have him on magnesium now, and he's like, "I'm getting the best sleep I've gotten."
You're like a little shaman.
I know, it's amazing.
But how close are you to being done with the book? You're on what book are you reading?
I literally have 40 pages left.
Crown of Midnight?
Yes, I literally have 40 pages left.
Oh my God, so
I'm going to finish it today. Yes.
And then you're going to start Airflow.
It's so good. It's
I'm so excited.
Good. I love it. Yep.
It's so good. Courtney nerded out and quoted part of, I'm going to roast you on TikTok for it, but I'm not even going to quote it here because it's embarrassing.
No, I said it earlier. You just didn't catch it. Okay, so
Courtney's fully nerding now, and I'm like, honestly, the second part of our friendship has begun. You're in, now that I've tricked you into being part of this cult, and I'm so ready for you to be done with the series so that I can send you spoilers, because I sent you like an AI generated,
and I like that,
They're so beautiful, but I don't want to, after this next book, I can spoil a little more.
So I love it because Tyler's wife, Bridget, is also reading these books. Mm-hmm. And so we were talking about, like, how do you pronounce this, like this name, whatever. And so I, instead of thank the Lord, like, you say thank the words. The words.
It's
words.
WYRDS.
Because in the book, like, that's their version. That's their religion or whatever. And so it's just, I put it in text today. I was like, oh, thank the words. And she was like, wait a minute.
At first I read it and I was like, surely a typo. And I was like, are you nerding out? I'm going to post it on TikTok. I want to make more content about your experience with Throne of Glass, because I'm just like, I have opened up a new universe for you.
So good.
No,
it's so
like,
good.
And now I've tricked you into being into this. We're going to read all the same books now.
I don't even want to watch TV. Like, it's not the same.
It's so good.
It's like, I did watch a little bit of Emily in Paris last night. Like, just to kind of do something mindless.
Yes. I need to watch Emily in Paris. I like it when I watch it.
It's okay. This last season was just
I like the outfits.
Yeah, the last season, the first part was like super boring to me, and then the second part is more interesting. It's okay, but and then I like crawl into bed and get to read my book. Like, I'm totally like nerd space right now. I love it. So that's about all I've done.
I love
all I've accomplished.
Well, yesterday during nap time started Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
What is that, on Hulu?
Mm-hmm. I'll rewatch it with you. I wasn't really paying attention during the second episode.
I need to watch it.
I have some thoughts.
Wild. Give me your thoughts. I want to know your thoughts.
Well, there's a girl named Taylor who's like Taylor.
She's
Frankie
the dark-headed one.
She was like kind of the face of Mom Talk. She's the one with all the swinger drama, whatever.
She's the one that came on TikTok, or she was on a podcast, and then they put it on TikTok of like basically coming out with all of this.
She did a TikTok live when everything started coming out, and was basically like, everyone's involved, like called everyone out. Mm-hmm. So I just like want to hug her. Like, I just feel bad for her because I think she is made out to like be this really scandalous person, and I think she became
the face of everything. Mm-hmm. Do you think that wasn't fair? Because
to her, to other girls,
no, to her, that she became the face.
I think she liked the attention. I think the problem is that she did not receive love and affirmation from her parents, and so she sought that out in other places. And I think getting affirmation from people on the internet is addicting. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I can tell you that from the small little bit that I have had. It's like sets off the dopamine receptors in your brain or whatever. Yeah. So I think that she was like so beautiful, so skinny, so cool, so this, whatever. And so I think that was great. And I think she probably wasn't in a happy marriage. She's Mormon. They got married super young. They never were, whatever, very sheltered. And so I think she wanted affirmation from outside sources. And I think she has made a lot of life choices because she's like emotionally stunted. So I just kind of feel bad for her. Now there's another girl in there who you've probably heard about, Whitney.
Honestly, I don't know the names. I don't.
Okay, Whitney is the one that did the RSV Dancing with Her Baby.
Oh, Jesus.
She is a sociopath.
Yeah.
Like, my perception of her is also a little skewed because I've seen things, but I think I would feel this way even if I had not. She is a true sociopath.
When your kid is in the hospital and you're doing a TikTok dance, like there's something wrong with you
mentally.
mentally.
She is insane. Like
Was she involved in the swinging?
No.
Okay.
She wasn't, but her husband is gay.
Oh.
I don't know that any of them are aware.
It's probably not accepted in the Mormon community, I'm assuming.
Definitely gay, which, like, no shade.
Yeah.
But, like, you're gay.
You're doing a detriment to
accept
yourself
it and move on.
It's a detriment to himself. And then, but if you think about it, I mean, if they're in this community very religious, that's not accepted. That would be looked down upon.
But which you'll find out in like it's literally in the first episode, he like was on Tinder, like sending pics to other people and like that kind of stuff. So he's not a great guy. And here's the worst part. His name's Connor.
Oh man.
But it's
with
with
an
an
O
ER.
or with an E? Oh, okay.
So it's
not the same. Not the same.
But yeah, it is interesting. I feel like I could find myself getting addicted to reality television if I let myself, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
It's so addicting.
But I've never really watched reality TV.
Matt and I, like, we'll randomly go through spurts. Like, one time we were watching Below Deck.
I was going to say,
we would literally like one more, and then one time I remember with Addie, she was young, and so it's like, you know, sleep is valuable, it's precious, and we look at each other because we're like, we have to go to bed. It was 1 a.m. Both of us had to work, but we like had to. We get addicted to that. We watch Love Is Blind together. Like, we love those, but we don't watch like every reality show.
I used to watch The Bachelor.
I've never kept up with that one.
I got out of it because it started being really lame. I think during COVID when they elected 2 girls once, it was really stupid. But it's been a while since I've watched a reality show, and it's Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is really interesting and really good. And I like a lot of the girls. Some of them I'm like, something's wrong with you mentally, but
wait, so this isn't a documentary. It's
like a full reality show.
Reality. Okay, I was thinking it was like a tell-all of their lives, but this is just showing it is.
Yes,
but it's not
in a reality show format. It's not like a documentary. It's
good. Different than what I thought.
You should watch it.
Okay. I'll watch it.
It's good.
Only because it's like, oh God, just like all of the shit that came out, and she was like doing that tell-all, and it was just like wild.
Feel bad for them though, because I think they just grew up in this very sheltered Mormon community, and most of them are from Utah, and like when you see the Taylor girl, her parents talk to her, it's really sad.
That's what you're saying, like with her,
really sad.
Her parents, because you're seeing it on
her mom is not nice to her, and I mean she's making some bad choices. But
she's also an adult. She's gonna if she's gonna make bad choices, that's on her.
You disgust me. Like, I can't look at you, and like walks away.
I can't imagine
and it's
ever
like
being talked to like that.
Well, getting talked to that way, but also talking to your kid that way.
Yeah.
When they're going through a hard time. It's just,
and also if you're willing to talk to your kid that way on TV, when you know you're being filmed, how are you talking to her behind closed doors?
And I think the Taylor girl, has just continued to make like bad choices. Chasing that happiness, chasing someone who will be nice to her. So I think she's dating this guy now who, again, you meet him in the first episode, but he is not a great guy, sociopathic tendencies as well, it seems. And I'm like, but he's giving her that like emotion and affection and love, and like
she doesn't know how to look for it.
And I think she just is addicted to that. So,
and if you said she's emotionally stunted, that's more detriment.
Very
than
much
anything.
the vibes of like a 17-year-old.
That's rough. She probably stopped emotionally maturing at that age.
Well, and it's because they make them get married and have kids so young. Yeah, it's funny in my brain. I feel like, and I wonder if you feel the same way. I feel like I stopped aging when I got pregnant, kind of, or like when I had fieldings. Like in my brain, I'm 26.
Yeah,
and
I definitely don't think I'm 30.
No. Like, do you think you're 25 though? Because that's when you had Addie. Like, if someone just like asked you and you thought your like knee-jerk reaction to your age,
like early 20s.
Really?
I mean, I don't feel that. Like, I don't.
But that's
feel
how
like
your brain.
But that's in my brain, and I think because like growing up, even in like my early 20s, everyone would be like, "Oh my God, you look 16," and no one tells me that anymore. But like in my mind, I'm like, "Oh my God, I still look 16."
No, I have said the same thing. I'm like, people must think I'm a teen mom, and no, you literally have wrinkles. Like, please sit the fuck down. But I'm like,
your dark circles tell otherwise.
Yeah, they're like, ma'am, you have wrinkles and you're buying advanced aging night cream. So
we don't think you're a teenager.
Like, I'm married, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. They're like, we literally weren't. No one was
worried. Nope, not a second thought.
No one was worried. I had a kid one time when I was teaching in school that said, you don't look a day over 35. And I said, well, I hope not because I'm 27. I was like, it was years ago. I was like,
wow.
Thanks, bitch.
Wow.
His name was also Connor. So apparently Connors are out to get me. But yeah, and then I'm still reading Kingdom of Ash just because it's 1,000,000 pages long.
Yeah. I'm going to grab the next book from you before I leave today. And we're going to get that knocked out because it's so good. So,
and the next book is when things are just really good.
That'll be my fourth book in the series. So fourth, because I
you read Assassin's Blade first.
So I'm really excited.
I always have Assassin's Blade last, so I think I'm like thinking a book behind you. So I'm thinking Heir of Fire is third.
Bridget read something where people were recommending to read the prequel like after the second or third book, which I thought was
That's when it was
interesting.
released.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and then later there's a whole thing. I think I've explained it to you. It's the fifth and sixth book, I think, because they're happening concurrently, so people tandem read them, so that it's all one book. They label it so you jump back and forth between chapters, so that way it's one big story instead of two separate. Because it's
cool, but
one follows one character, one follows another character. So
don't think I'd be able to do that.
I've never done it. I like them isolated.
It sounds cool, but
I like them isolated. Maybe if I read them again, if I read the series again, maybe I'll do it. I don't know. Who knows? Well, I know we want to jump into our topic because it's probably been an hour already, but I do want to talk about my sober journey.
Yes.
Because it's been a week and I drank one night this week and not that I regretted it emotionally, but I physically felt so bad the next day.
Yeah.
And I could tell such a difference. I'm kind of I was trying to challenge myself to do 21 days straight, but I'm kind of glad I had this little slip up, if you want to call it, where I was like, nah, whatever, I'll do it, because it really has reframed how I've felt about drinking.
Yeah.
It just kind of almost took it off the table for me after that, because I felt so sluggish, so much anxiety because of the patterns I set for myself the next day because I let things go the night before.
Did you have a glass, half a bottle?
A full bottle.
Okay. Oh, I was just curious on what made you feel that way. Was it just one glass? Did it only take one glass because you hadn't been drinking?
I drank a bottle of wine, but like we've said before, that's not abnormal for me. And but I think we talked about it the next day. I think I was operating at this baseline of how I felt physically just kind of not great all the time for so long.
And you just think that's normal.
That's normal.
That becomes
and
your normal.
Yeah. And not wanting to get out of bed in the morning and being so tired and whatever. And it's I really noticed such a huge difference in not drinking versus drinking. So it's I haven't even really had the urge since then. And that was awesome. Wednesday night, I think. So yeah, I'm really proud of myself, and
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I'm feeling really good, and my mood has changed.
Yes, your mood
I feel very
seems a lot
peaceful. Yeah. It has really. I feel I have opened up a new.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I think you are in just a different, you're in a healing journey right now. We'll get to that topic in a minute, but I think this is just another piece to the puzzle, and I've already seen just from the outside looking in, mood, just interactions, and I mean, you're always a good mom, but with fielding, you're very, very intentional, and it's amazing to see because it does make, and I think you need to hear it's making a difference. And
I need all of the words of affirmation always.
It's amazing. Because it's not easy. So
yeah, well, and it is and I was talking to my grandma about this the other night when she was over, and she's like, when you talk about this on the podcast, it sounds like you're a full-on alcoholic whenever you're talking about it. I'm not that I thought I was an alcoholic. It's not I woke up every morning I need to drink right now. It was but it was my routine to end my day. And it was pretty much if I'm going to open a bottle of wine, I'm going to finish it. And I think it's I talked about before, when you add that up, if you do that 5 days a week, that's 25 bottles of wine a month.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane from a cost perspective. That's insane from your health. And I think I just was operating at this level of kind of feeling shitty all the time and not in a great mood because I felt shitty and I didn't realize how much this was all playing into each other. So I really encourage anyone that is considering it to research it as much as you can, and also don't be so hard on yourself because I feel I was going to be really hard on myself. And I think I'm in a place where I'm feeling more forgiving towards myself for for drinking the other night, where I wasn't well, I ruined it, so I might as well just go back to it. It
because
was
that could have been the way you went.
It has been before, where I'm well, I messed up, so now I'm just going to go back to normal and whatever, we'll call it a day. But it really my brain feels a little bit reset, and it's just kind of like, and I mean, not to say like I don't have things that are supplementing or like different versions of that routine, because I'm trying to replace my routine, right? So I've got like non-alcoholic recess drinks.
That's
I've got
fine.
like that magnesium mix that I do for mocktails. But yeah, overall, I'm feeling so good. And I think like a full week of pretty much not drinking for a full week. I know I had the one day, but like it has reset my body in such a crazy way.
And you get more addicted to that feeling because like for me, so I'm someone that like if I could take a nap every day, I was taking like 2 in the summer. Like when Tucker napped, I napped 2.5 hours.
So easy too.
And now that, I mean, I'm working on other things as well, but like getting my sleep at night and like I'm addicted to now the feeling of like I feel rested during the day and I don't feel sluggish all day.
That's how I am. It's my mornings. I feel like I've reclaimed them because before I would just be so like, I don't want to get out of bed. I'm so lazy. And now I'm like ready to get up and ready to go.
And it feels
like,
good. It feels good to be that way.
And you're absolutely right. I'm more addicted to the feeling good all day than I am to feeling good for a couple hours when I'm drinking.
Yeah.
So.
And like we said, it's like learning how to replace those behaviors and like finding new things. I was like seeing some TikToks of like some like cute craft stuff to do, like girls' nights. And I'm like, we should like start trying to do that because it doesn't revolve around us like sitting around and drinking wine and chatting, which nothing wrong with it because it is fun.
Well, some
like
people,
it is fun, but if you're trying, like I'm going to support you in that way. And
that.
so like, let's find different things to do. Like, and I always say that with
let's
like
paint each other.
Oh, each other?
Like, let's paint each other's faces.
I thought you meant like, you're going to paint on me? I was like, what?
Let's do a body paint.
I'm like really confused. Are we about to go to a football game? No, I have. So I want to do the thing where it's like you and Connor paint each other, and then Matt and I, and then we show each other. Which Lena did that with her sister, and it looked so fun.
I know. I think it'd be so funny. Connor's actually really good at.
I have all the paint stuff, and I even bought the canvases for it. We just never did it.
Let's do it. So as soon as the guys get back in town, we're doing it.
The guys are like,
no, thank you. Yeah, no, I think it is replacing those things and just being intentional with your time. I mean, it's just it's hard to like have more hours in the day where you are fully having to be intentional. I think that's what's like the struggle with not drinking is like you can kind of shut your brain off and be like a lazy piece of shit and whatever. And I'm that's a bad generalization. I'm talking to myself when I say that.
Yeah, that's your experience with it.
Not everyone
saying that's
no. And I think the thing is too, knowing myself, I don't know that I am someone, and this is just me being like really honest, that's capable of having a casual relationship with alcohol.
Yeah,
and I think that again, I'm not drinking all day. It's not like I am slamming shots.
You're not coming out here saying I'm an alcoholic.
No, I feel like it sounds like it, but like I don't think I can have a casual relationship with like I drink one glass of wine a night and I stop because once I drink one glass, my resolve is out the window because I'm like, oh, I feel good. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. And it's like I don't know that having a casual relationship with alcohol is going to be a thing for me, and I'd rather it be off the table.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, who knows? I'm feeling really great right now, and I'm really like grateful for your words and support.
Yeah, well, and you're really motivated right now. So like just stick with it and keep finding those things that like help you through it. You drink several, like you drank your drinks last night, you're non-alcoholic, and then I saw you posted like you ended it with green tea. Like do those things because they help you.
I feel bored with water by the end of the day.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so I need like something to like settle me down. And so I like ended my day with a green tea, and it was honestly lovely.
I usually end my night with like an Olipop. So it's the same thing. Like I need something in my mind of like, it's funny because if I'm like doing college work, like in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going to drink an Olipop or like a Coke Zero while I do this because it's the association. So I do get that.
I think I want to get a sleepy time tea box of that because I think that has magnesium.
It has magnesium.
In it. And this is the magnesium podcast.
Everyone's just overdosing on magnesium now.
Title of today's episode, Magnesium. Just no context. But yeah, I think I want to do that because that would be a good thing to have and just like help put me in a little deeper sleep. It. But anyways, let me check how long we've been.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What are we at?
55 minutes.
Well, we usually do an hour and 15.
Yeah, so we've got 20 minutes for our toppy top.
Okay, we'll just keep it to 20 because we have a babysitter that probably has like other things she wants to do. So,
okay, so our topic today, which Courtney came up with.
I'm going to go in and pee. We're back.
And time back in. Okay, so Courtney's idea for our topic today was therapy.
Yep.
and I'll let you share. I don't know how much you want to share, but you want to share.
Yeah. So, I've been in therapy a couple of times, and I've never had like the really good connections. I felt like, hey, it's okay. And it takes a lot of emotional. It's very emotional to even set the appointment and then to even go. And it was really hard for me to like want to try again. And I have not just you, several people, I'm not going to out you guys, several people in my life that attend therapy, and like it's really helped them. And definitely like talking about it with people, it makes you want to do it.
Yeah.
And so you and another one of our friends gave this recommendation. And so it's funny because I had asked for the contact info. You guys texted it to me. And then I sat on it for like 2 weeks. I needed to mentally prepare for it because I know that I'm about to embark on this journey. It opens up a lot.
I will say, like, if you're thinking about therapy, the hardest part to me is setting the appointment. Is making that connection and setting the appointment. And after that,
so hard.
After that, you make that first appointment and you go. Have set this new pattern for yourself, and I'm
excited to go.
I know. Next week, it's like it is so exciting now. I look forward to it.
It's a mountain trying to get over that first
100%.
part. And especially if you've had experience with therapy in the past that didn't go well, I'm calling those my unsuccessful therapy appointments because they did not bring more value to me. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of my money, and it's a waste of my energy. And those are 3 things that I hold dear to me. Yeah. And so I don't want to mess with it if that's what it's going to be. And so like I would say I was like coming up with, I did a TikTok over it because I'm like, I want to give like advice to people who want to start therapy, but they're not sure where to start. It's like, get a recommendation from someone.
100%.
Do not go through your insurance and like they'll give you a list of therapists and it's like a list of like 20, 30 people. Number one, anytime I've went to start to do that, I'm so overwhelmed by the options. I don't know who these people are.
No.
They could be, they may not even be licensed.
And how do you know who you're going to jive with? That's like, I am so, so, so grateful for our therapist because I just adore her. And like the work that she and I have done together so far in few appointments has been life-changing, truly.
Yes. On my first appointment, I actually texted the other friend that recommended, and because I was like, oh my gosh, like I loved her, I connected with her, and I shared more in that appointment about like a span of my life that I have to work through, than I ever have, number one, with any other therapist, but also like with one person in one sitting, because it's too much. It's a lot of shit. And so it was interesting to me, and I mentally was prepared to share everything. I wanted to form this timeline. So like I came in with a plan because I'm a man with a plan all the time.
Amen.
And like once you get that first appointment scheduled, like come up with like, what are you going to talk about in that first appointment?
Because that's one of the first questions like she asked me, and I'm sure she asked you, like, well, what brings you in? Like, what is going on in your life that
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because she didn't even get to ask me that because I came in and I said, so I have a couple of goals for therapy.
And she's like, okay, psychotic.
Type A. Controlling. Yeah. So she didn't even
in charge of this
have a chance to ask me that because I was like, so I just wanted to talk through like some goals that I have for this. And then she was like, so she's just so receptive to everything and like, let me like man the ship as much as possible. But then, so then I wanted to talk, I'm all over the place because I'm so excited about this. Like I went in with the plan and like, I did my plan, I executed it. And now I feel so much better because then the next one, like, there's still more stuff I have to go through, but like more timeline to build. Yeah. But that allows, I feel like if she has a timeline, then she's able to like help me with like all of these things that I didn't even recognize about myself. And so I'm so excited that I finally found a good therapist, someone I connect with.
It's amazing.
And then, so what I wanted to talk about too was like, what makes a good therapist?
Ooh.
How do you know?
Well, so
how do you know it's worth it to go again?
Our therapist, her name's Wendy. So if you ever hear us go talk about Wendy, that's her name.
Yep.
So she's the first and only therapist I've ever seen. I had never done therapy before. So I only have this amazing experience with her. But I think one thing about her is that she is so present. So present and so like receptive to what you're saying. And like you tell her something and she'll acknowledge it. but then she moves forward. It's not like let's say I was complaining about my husband. She would be
Which you would never do in
I would
therapy.
never do. I actually really haven't, because I'm like, Connor's amazing. I love him.
No, we haven't even got, like, for me.
Oh no, she probably thinks Connor is like actually killing me secretly, because I'm like, he's so amazing and wonderful. I like have only talked positively about him. Except I was telling her about how he cried at our wedding the whole time, and so she was joking with me. Oh, so your husband's a crybaby? I was like, yeah. She was just kidding. But anyways, she's very present. But like, if I was complaining about something, she'll be like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. And why do you think Like, she takes it and moves forward, takes it, moves forward. It's not like she wants to get in that hole of like complaining with me. Like, she's giving me tools on how to react to things and how to control my emotions. So I think.
And she also asks questions too. The questions,
amazing questions.
I'm like having realizations about my life that I've never had. And like, I'm somewhat introspective. Like, you know, I know that I have issues. That's why I'm going to therapy. Like, I'm not completely blind to everything, but the things she's asking, I'm like, I've never thought about that.
Well, because it's not. Like, acknowledging that you have issues is the first step, right? Like, because that's same. Like,
everyone does, right?
And like, one of my big things, my goals going into therapy was like, I'm so angry. Like, I feel angry about most things, and I've joked about it on the podcast too. Like, that's my default emotion is being angry. And so it's one thing to know it. I know that I feel that way.
Yep. What do I do with it?
What do I do with it? And how do I stop it? And I think that is what is so amazing and so powerful, is that she's like, well, you're feeling this way because of this. And it's like, it doesn't have to be that something is like deep and meaningful or whatever. Like, okay, I get angry at this because I was raised this way or because I don't, whatever. And like, I can say that and that's fine. I can acknowledge those things. But why does it make me feel guilty or angry or self-conscious? And why does that turn into that? It's just so powerful that you see those things and you can identify them so much earlier, so that you cut off the emotional response that is negative, because you can accept it, analyze it, and move forward. And it doesn't have to, these minor things don't have to ruin your day or your week. And you don't have to feel anxious about things that don't deserve your anxiety and your energy. You know,
I'm excited to even get into that part, because the first appointment was just me laying everything out. And then like I cried through the entire thing, which I think that I just had it all built up and like talking about this really hard stuff that it like, you know, is on this huge timeline for me. But then what I noticed, like another thing that I really liked about her and that I recognized was like made her a good therapist was she took something I said like 20 minutes prior, and then she's bringing up an idea. She's like, do you want to try this? I heard you say you didn't like this, this, and this with the other therapist. And I was like, no, I'm not ready for that. And she was like, okay. And then I cried at that too.
Well, because
she was like receptive. Validated to like, she validated me and like, you don't have to do what you don't want to do. It's okay that you voice your opinion. And she listened to what I had said previously. And so I just, I think I found like someone that I want to stick with.
Yes.
And because if you have a bad experience, I would just say like, just try again, try again. It's so hard.
Because seriously, a good therapist will change your life. Yeah. I mean, I already am seeing it in myself in so many different ways, and it is just like the most rewarding experience. And it's because she is like truly gifted. Like she has the skills to do it, and it is, I will sing her high praises forever. She's amazing.
But fun fact, she doesn't take insurance. It's all out of pocket, because she it's like if you go to a holistic doctor, they don't work with insurance because insurance doesn't respect what they do. It's a whole thing. I'm not going to get on that tangent, but like I feel like there's more value in when they're not having to jump through the hoops of insurance. And so you just get like, what you see is what you get. There's no hoops.
Speaking of privileges and luxuries, if you can make the space in your budget to have therapy that is, and like she takes HSA. So like it's money that we have to set aside pre-tax anyways, but it is a privilege to go. But I really, my mother-in-law had told me this before, the best therapists you're going to find are the ones that don't take insurance, because they are out on their own, privately practicing and doing their own thing. And like, I've never had, again, an experience with the one that takes insurance, but like based on what you have said, I can see the difference and how just wonderful she is. Seriously, if you're looking for a therapist in the Kingwood, Atascocita area, holler at your girl, because this, like, I'm like gonna joke with her next time, like, bitch, where are my kickbacks, girl? Because I haven't been sending bitches to you.
We're shouting. Where's the referral program where I get $20 off on an?
She's gonna be like, okay, Emily. Yeah, no, and she, like I said, she's so receptive. It's funny that we're so different with crying though, because I told her in my last appointment, it was my third or fourth appointment, we had talked about how I hadn't cried yet. And I was like, I have a lot of anxiety about coming here and crying in front of you. And she's like, well, why? I'm like, because it's going to waste my time.
She's like, all right, mark this on the list too to talk about later.
I'm like, when I start crying, I can't speak. Like, I can't get words out. And then it feels like I'm wasting our time together. Like, I want to maximize this. And so it's interesting though, because I didn't even relate wanting to cry to like one, being anxious about it, because I realize I am. Like, and when I leave, I feel like I've won if I didn't cry. She's like, okay, that's not. And I told her that. And she's like, okay. I will say, okay, Emily. I will say that's one thing with therapy that I have felt with her, and obviously having that safe space. But be prepared to be 100% honest. Like, honest about your feelings, honest about how you're feeling about the situation, honest about what you're willing and not willing to do.
It's kind of crazy though, because I've never been fully transparent and
even feeling like I remember her asking me, like, do you get frustrated with fielding when XYZ? And I'm like, no, I really don't. She's like, but it's okay if you do. Like, don't feel like you can't tell me. I think that was one of our first appointments. And I was like, I will tell you if I feel like a rage in certain areas where I don't think it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel safe admitting those things to her.
Yeah.
And but it is interesting. It's like a whole different spot of your brain to admit those kind of like grosser feelings. You know what I mean?
But I kind of like, I went into like a vortex.
No, I know.
Like, I
told
think
you.
I was just spewing. Like, not spewing. I knew what I was saying, but like, I didn't feel like I had to have this filter or this facade on. Like, I was just talking.
That's exactly
how
I feel.
And what I found interesting too is I felt like I was, but like crying through the whole appointment. But like, she stopped me at one point and she's like, I see you're having a really big emotional outburst to what I just said or to something you just said. Why do you think that is?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like I was crying, but like that one thing had set me off. But like, she noticed that about me that like I didn't even
she's
notice.
So present and in tune. It's really, I just love her. I had another thought, but it's gone now.
Well, so my thing was, and I'm just repeating myself if you watch my like stupid little TikTok, but like the step one was, you know, if you're wanting to find a therapist, like step one, get a recommendation from someone you know and trust. Step two is like just mentally prepare if you can, like lay it out all on the line, blah, blah, blah. And then the third thing that I had that really helped me, because I left feeling so emotionally drained. And I'm like, how am I supposed to go parent after this?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just so like, I cried for an hour straight. I've talked about these heavy things. And so I called Lauren to debrief, because I knew that she would just like be there and understand. You were doing hair, so I couldn't just call you.
I'm like, wow, thanks. No, I know. I call you and my mother-in-law after every appointment.
Well, I got to debrief with you in the hair salon.
Yeah, I agree though wholeheartedly, and it doesn't also kind of what's the word? Reinforce what you learned.
Yes,
it helps me to repeat it so I can remember,
process it through even better, because I think I was like felt so in that vortex. Then when I left, all I felt was emotionally drained, and then talking through it with someone, I was like, oh yeah, she said this, and like that's a big revelation I've never even thought about for me. And so I was like debriefed with Lauren, and then I got off the phone, and I still had like 10 minutes left in my drive, and I honestly after that I felt like reinvigorated, and then by the time I made it to you, I was like excited to talk about
to share it. I know.
And so it's just a weird thing that like mentally I'm gonna have to do is like debrief with someone after, and that really helps me.
I pretty much have to every time as well, and I typically call you and my mother-in-law, because my mother-in-law has done therapy for a million years, and I feel like we have not similar experiences necessarily, but I feel like we've got some similar emotions and like things we're working through, and so it's good to share those tools and like trickle down therapy each other. We get double the therapy.
I mean, does anyone else want like trickle down
come
therapy?
On, everyone, let's just everyone make a circle and we'll all
we have a Facebook group of trickle down therapy.
With just Wendy's patient, she'd be like, go ahead and shut that down.
So that's a violation of.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I told you before you went, I go into like a trance in her office where I'm just like, bleh. Like I will tell you anything.
It was wild.
Isn't it amazing?
Because
it's just
I
so
wasn't,
safe.
I knew the timeline that I had, I guess, that I wanted to talk about. And then I ended up like spewing more things on the timeline that I didn't realize that like I had even
Well, and like the questions
about.
she asks you, she asked me questions that really catch me off guard. And I'm like, oh,
on
I have to think about that.
I literally said on one of them, I said, I'm going to have to think about that. I'm not sure.
And she'll be like, it's okay.
Well, she asked me like, what's a memory you have, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, honestly, like, I'm going to have to think. I can't recall anything right now. And she's like, that's okay. Like, she wanted me to know, like, I don't need to freak myself out because I can't remember something right now. So, I don't know. I'm really
She
excited
does some things that feel, I told you, like woo-woo-y to me sometimes, like making it safe.
I love that,
I know,
though.
you can get into it. I have a hard time, but with her, and like I can verbalize. I'll be like, I kind of feel silly, and she's like, "That's okay." She's like, "It's kind of a silly thing that I'm asking you to do, but just go with it."
Yeah.
And but that's again going back to being like able to be so honest with that person. It is really like, I can be like, Wendy, I feel really dumb, and she's like, "That's okay that you feel that way. Just like indulge me and do this thing." Like
crazy,
making a safe space in your head and like regulating my emotions. I mean, it seems so silly to make a safe space in your head and visualize it. I have utilized that this week.
Yeah.
And I can feel my heart rate go down. It is amazing. And then like I've told you, like talking to me, like little Emily, like we had a whole thing about that. And that sounds so stupid to me in theory. It was like very healing to talk about it and like, and what emotions I feel for myself. It's very powerful and it's worth every penny.
Well, and I even told her like, through our session, because I told her, I said, I'm a teacher and I ended up for the past 2 years teaching social skills to kids. And I'm teaching these kids how to monitor their emotions. What emotions are you feeling? What are your coping strategies? I actually did it for 4 years total because I worked in a behavior room. And I told her, I said, I don't know how I ended up in doing that because I'm like the last one with those things. But it's crazy. I was saying that like while I was teaching the kids, I was learning right along. I still have a lot to learn. I learned just the basics. But I was like, how precious of a gift is it that these kids, like now in today's society, that we're talking about our emotions, we're talking about things we can do to help ourselves. They are going to have these tools I don't have as a 30-year-old.
Yes. Well, but, and I think you're absolutely right, but you're teaching them the foundational level. And like the thing is that you just have to take it a step further because you're older. You know what I mean? Like, so.
But I had to learn the foundational. I was like, wait, I've never heard of the coping skill.
Well, and you've taught me so much. Like, yes, you've taught me so much with that, with parenting things, because I'm like, ew. Like, oh, that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there are just these little things where you have to kind of trick your brain into just rewiring how you think. It's
just crazy because, I'm ready for, like, I know it's healing, but it's also learning.
That's what I like about it.
I'm really excited to learn these new things because, like, I saw how valuable it was to learn second grade basics of emotions.
Yes.
That's what I was learning.
Yes.
And
I say every time I leave, it feels like I found a puzzle piece. And like, maybe this is a like 20,000 piece puzzle, but I'm getting one more piece clicked in. And it's like,
I know. I was thinking, I was like, wait, how long do I have to be in this to like, because I was like, okay, we're doing the foundational stuff right now, but then like, what about my today world? Like, there's so many things with that too. Like, I'm going to be in this forever.
No, I would say, and like, I think she'll tell you, like, because our other friend that goes to her told her, like, you don't, like, you've graduated basically. Like, you can come see me from like maintenance stuff.
How's it feel to be perfect, other friend?
But I would say if you're going to start therapy, because I told you this too, set aside a year in your mind.
Yeah.
And you were like, a year? I can't go once? I'm like, no, bitch.
I made a joke. So I was like, wait, I'm going to be fixed after one session. But what's funny is she was like following up, you know, we're ending the session. She's like, okay, so what time can I see you next week? And I was like, oh, I guess. And then I told her the day that I thought would work. And then I asked her, I was like, can I come like after that every other week? And she's like, oh yeah, like whatever, like financially makes sense, blah, blah, blah. But I think she's like, no, this bitch needs every week.
She's like, you actually need every day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Because I saw her, she's like, can I take some notes? And I'm like, I see, it's like this timeline. And she's like, oh girl.
She takes notes for me too, girl. Don't worry. She does it for everybody. She's like, and you know me, I talk so fast. So she's like, and then who's this? Well, I was talking to her last week about people she doesn't know. And so I'm like, I mentioned my brother's name and she's like, and who's Tristan? I'm like, oh, that's my brother. But I'm just like,
Yeah, or us trying to explain like family dynamics of like half and
because we have no full siblings. Yeah. Neither of us do. And so it's
I'm like, oh no, these are half from this. This is half from this.
Same mom, different dad. Same dad, different mom.
Like, she's going to need a diagram.
No, we should bring in family trees. Let's do a family tree project.
Like, I just thought this would make it easier for you.
She would be like, and so that's you taking care of me, which you even said that to me earlier this week because I was like bossing you and I didn't even realize I was doing it. And you're like, so I love you and I appreciate this. This is you trying to take care of me. I got it. And I'm like,
I'm an adult. And guess what? If I don't have it, then that's my consequence to handle. But I love it. You were like, shit.
It's like, damn it, Emily. Because I don't even realize I'm doing it. And I'm like, God, how annoying must that be to be?
It wasn't annoying to me, but I know that you're working through that in therapy. Yes. So I want to hold you accountable.
No, I know. I'm just like, shame. I must be the most
I didn't want you to feel like
you
have to take care of me. Like, I'm an adult. I got this.
I know.
And if I don't have it, well then.
But you saying that did, I had a thing like later in the week and I felt like so like I needed to apologize to these people for an interaction other people had. I wasn't even part of it. And then I had that realization, Emily, you're trying to take care of these other people. They are all adults. We are all adults.
Yeah.
I do not owe anyone an apology for their interaction.
Yep.
It was so powerful because in the past I would have like spiraled for days over that. And I was like, no, take it off your plate. This is not
good for you.
Yes,
therapy is working.
We love therapy.
We are perfect.
Yeah, we're healed. But really, I'm really glad, like, even if nothing ever happens with this podcast, that we started it because think of the differences in ourselves that we're going to see from when we started.
Yep.
Until it's been almost 6 months. This is episode 23.
We are going to be glowing from the inside out.
No, like
people are not going to be able to handle it.
Think of the changes from episode 1 to now.
I know. Yeah.
Like started therapy. At this point, I'm not drinking even as much.
Never thought that would be a thing.
No, like we started this podcast, cheers to that, for cheersing wine glasses. We were going to drink every episode.
And now I have my green tea.
Yes.
Which I love. I love
Yeah. No, and I drank coffee. Yeah. But like we haven't drank on the podcast in a while. And I just want to set the record straight. It's not because either one of us is pregnant.
Oh, God. No.
Everyone asked me.
No.
I would have mentioned stop drinking. Are you pregnant? No, I'm not pregnant.
Yeah, let's just recognize the journey.
Sometimes you can stop drinking just because you want to.
Yeah, there does not need to be a baby involved for that. Quit asking questions.
Yes, leave me alone. But anyways, okay, we have to go relieve the babysitter.
Yes, we do. Oh, man.
Let's see if she'll stay and we can go to Target by ourselves.
I was going to see if she just wanted to go with us, but...
Oh. Yeah. What do you want, Addie? I'll pick something up for you. Yeah. What do you want? You want a shirt? You want some shoes? You want a Starbucks? Okay.
You just keep those girls, those kids in the cart.
Honestly, let's propose it. We can drop her off afterwards.
Yeah. I think she'd want to. I mean, what teenager doesn't want to go to Target with a bunch of millennial moms?
I'll get her a little treat. I know. We're like so lame. We're trying to film a TikTok with her, and I'm like, she probably is the sweetest person
and she's
ever.
Like, no. Like, this is so cool.
And like, if anyone would be nice and like not think we're losers, it's her. But I'm like, oh God, she's probably like the
How cringe are we to the younger generation? I'm not cringe to me. 25% of the time. I was going to say 25% of the time. Hang on.
I lean into the cringe.
I just shut down in like embarrassment and detriment to myself. Like I cringed myself so hard.
I'm going to have to make a clip for this week of our bloopers from this episode. So be on the lookout because we had some false starts when we were trying to start. Courtney disassociated. I cannot wait to watch it.
I can't wait to see, like, did I really disassociate or did you diссociate and you thought that I disassociated?
Oh.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Gaslighting.
Wouldn't that be an Uno reverse card?
Oh, she's gaslighting me.
I'm like, maybe I'm fine and maybe it's you.
Oh. Last night, also, I just want to get it on record here. Last night, Courtney said she was the beauty and I was the brains. And so I said, okay, so what I'm hearing is you're stupid and I'm ugly. And she's like, well, if you want to look into it, I'm like, no. I'm just repeating what she said.
I was telling you why you went viral on TikTok.
Because you're beautiful.
And you are so smart and funny and gracious. And beautiful.
Yeah.
But you were in the video.
Fourth on the list.
You were in the video.
Whatever. I don't care anymore. We're going to have to go to couples therapy with Wendy. Wendy's going to be like, you know what? You bitches just get in here at the same time.
Wendy's going to be like, so the fact that y'all even need to come to therapy together, like, we're going to talk about that
Should we just
first.
send her clip of the podcast? Just email it to her. Hey, Wendy, thought you might need to see this.
And we just pay for her to have, like, off. We don't even have to go in. She just gives us notes.
You guys are both
Cliff
not
notes.
okay. Okay.
We actually don't want to know the truth
Anyways.
about that. Okay. We're going to go to Target.
Spend that overtime money the guys are making ahead.
Oopsie.
Whoopsies. Gotta go buy some tank tops. Courtney bought that tank top from Target. It was only $8, so I'm gonna go get them in every color. Goodbye. Love you.
Bye.
Cheers to that. Mwah.